How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific 3 Eastern, Sundays 3 Pacific 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And hey, it's Thursday here on the show. You know what that means? We got a lot to talk about. Last night was Dynamite. This was the follow-up to the pay-per-view. And I thought it was a pretty darn good show. We got another show coming up in just a month, All Out. So we've started building up matches for that. Pretty much at the same time that NXT is building up matches for their show. And amazingly, those shows are not on the same day. AEW, is it All In or All Out? Whatever it is. I think it's All Out. It says All In here. Anyway, that's September 20th. And No Mercy, the NXT show, is September 27th. So a month to build up matches for both those shows. We'll tell you everything that happened on Dynamite and all that good stuff. We got the news as well. Hulk Hogan's widow planning a medical malpractice lawsuit. We'll tell you what's going on there. May have a new match announced for Clash in Paris, which is coming up on Sunday. It's a Sunday pay-per-view here. Update on Jim Ross and his AEW contract. We'll talk about Diamond Dallas Page recovering from undergoing a heart procedure. Got NXT ratings and plenty more. If you'd like to text us here today, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. I'm F4W Online at gmail.com. And yes, Saturday night's main event is head-to-head with All Out. We got F4W Online at gmail.com, F4W Online Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. And that's how you contact us. Filthy Tom joining us here today. Back in a moment to Observer Live. Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe. Hey, listen, we're going to start with the real main event of the weekend. We witnessed with our own eyes Minoru Suzuki versus Butterbean with Dan Severn as the special guest referee. The worst match in the history of professional wrestling.
We all knew it was going to be a train wreck.
Oh, yeah.
I said, this is going to be a train wreck. I want to see this train wreck. I must see this train wreck.
I will give credit to Butterbean. Butterbean was very, very fat, and I don't think that he could walk. And he spent a lot of time with DDP.
Yes.
Did a lot of DDP yoga.
Yes.
And DDP literally got him back on his feet.
Yeah.
The entire first round is just like standing there. And the brawling's kind of like, and Suzuki like throws, he finally gives him a good one. How'd you like that one? So Butterbean falls to the ground by holding onto the top rope, squatting down a little, grabbing the middle rope, squatting down a little further, and then he lays on the ground. The crowd's chanting "Fight Forever," which sounds like a horrible idea.
Yes.
So the ring announcer says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have just heard from the special enforcer, Dan the Beast Severn. He has ruled that the match is a double countout." And the fans are like, "What? Boo!" And they're all angry. And I'm like, this is the most ballsy match I've ever seen. I heard a rumor that Suzuki was talking to someone before the show about this match. And he was like, "This match, very bad." And the person was like, "Minoru, dude, it's going to be fine. Like, you can do this. You're great. This match is going to end up fine." And Suzuki said, "No." That was it. Okay. And I got in just in time to see Minoru Suzuki versus the Sex Doll. And people were very upset that I did not refer to the Sex Doll by her name.
Yoshihiko.
I have great respect for the Sex Doll as a non-person because the Sex Doll is not a person. But there's a reason.
It's a doll.
There's a reason.
For sex.
Is he going to wrestle a sex doll and have a better match with a doll than he had with Butterbean? And the answer is yes.
Emphatically. The Butterbean match exposed the business much more than this match.
Yes, in fact it did.
The match with the Sex Doll was far more realistic. It was far more believable. It was far more credible. I swear to God, I'm not exaggerating or making this up.
All right, Jiminy Christmas. All right, listen. So, All In is September 20th. It's not going head-to-head with NXT or a Saturday Night's Main Event. That is the WrestlePalooza show, which is not officially... Well, we don't know anything for the card, but it's going to be the John Cena-Brock Lesnar match. So that is the head-to-head there. I believe there's a Saturday Night's Main Event in November, which will be on Peacock. This WrestlePalooza will be on ESPN, not Peacock. Clash in Paris is the last Peacock show. And the Saturday Night's Main Event with John Cena's final match in December is also on Peacock. Got it? I think that's where we're at. Which I guess begs the question to you all, to Filthy as well.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Yeah, what's up? Last night on Observer Radio, Dave and I had an argument, a rare argument, and it's about WrestlePalooza and All In. He is convinced that WrestlePalooza is going to badly hurt All In, and that All In will do less than 100,000 buys, the least pay-per-view buys in the history of AEW. I believe that he is incorrect. I think that AEW All In is going to do maybe a little less than your average AEW pay-per-view, but, you know, at the worst, 110. Might even do 120. And his argument is, well, it's head-to-head with a big WWE show. And that is true. It is head-to-head with a big WWE show. But it is also an AEW pay-per-view. And the All-In show in July was head-to-head with multiple WWE shows. We had an NXT show and a Saturday Night's Main Event, which did in fact have Bill Goldberg's retirement match in a world title match. Granted, that's not as big as John Cena and Brock Lesnar in theory. But I could have sworn that on that weekend, the only promotion... And actually, the women's show on Sunday as well. I seem to recall the only thing that hurt anybody was WWE hurt themselves that weekend. Didn't take any buys away from All In. And I think if you're an AEW fan, if you're one of those sickos that buys the pay-per-views, you're going to buy All Out. And if you want to watch John Cena and Brock Lesnar, you'll watch that match later. You'll watch it the next day. Or maybe you won't watch it at all. But I don't see All In being... We have no evidence whatsoever of WWE on these big head-to-head weekends ever drastically hurting AEW, unless it's like a collision, which we should be comparing All Out to a collision show, which is almost always a show that you could miss. Like, I don't think this is going to be... What is your take, Tom?
Brian?
Yeah.
I agree with Dave Meltzer.
Oh, yeah?
I think this is going to hurt this AEW show big time. And the reason why is not only is it the debut on ESPN, so I think they're going to go all out, so to say, with it. But this is the first time where they're going head-to-head and there's more money involved for the consumer, if you know what I mean. Paying a few bucks, $10 for Peacock is one thing, but this ESPN service is $30. And I think if you're a wrestling fan and you're already looking at, well, I'm showing out $30 for this new ESPN deal, I'm getting WrestlePalooza, I'm not so sure there's going to be that many fans who are fans of both WWE and AEW who cross the line and purchase that AEW pay-per-view when all's said and done. I think this is going to be a major hit because it's the debut on ESPN. And much like the debut on Netflix was a huge deal, I think this may be even more so.
Well, we're going to find out because at the end of the day, let's take Collision, for example. Okay? You put a big WWE show head-to-head with Collision. Collision dies. Okay? Because there are AEW viewers who will watch a WWE show over AEW, all right? But Collision's still going to do 300,000 people are still going to choose to watch Collision over a WWE pay-per-view. So I think when you're looking at buyers, people who are hardcore enough for AEW, they're going to buy the show. I don't think that those people are going to choose to not buy an AW pay-per-view that they want to see because they'd rather see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. I think that Lesnar and Cena is going to do very well, but I don't think it's going to hurt the AW pay-per-view audience. So we'll find out on September 21st, everybody. Or maybe they're early next week.
I'm going...
What are you predicting? Under 100,000?
99,999.
Okay, wow. 99,999. I think you're both wrong. All right. So Hulk Hogan, his widow Sky Daly, is planning to file a medical malpractice lawsuit concerning an operation he underwent shortly before his death. Daily Mail and TMZ both report on the lawsuit plans. TMZ writes Daly intends to sue, quote, at least one of Hogan's doctors and others for malpractice that Daly believes led to his death. Hogan underwent neck surgery in May, experienced several weeks of complications prior to his passing at 71. Cardiac arrest was listed as his official cause of death. Daly believes alleged malpractice contributed to his passing. Daly says Hogan's phrenic nerve was, quote, compromised during the May surgery. The phrenic nerve controls your diaphragm, is essential to the breathing process. They were married in September 2023, Hogan's third wife. Brooke thanked Daly for being super sweet and cooperative with her. She thanked the police department in Clearwater for being transparent with her regarding their investigation into Hogan's death. It's the second time.
How ironic. In Clearwater, they are transparent.
Yeah.
With the details.
So this is the second time we've heard about this phrenic nerve, and she must believe that was the deal, serious enough to file a malpractice suit. So looks like there's going to be a lot more to come from this Hulk Hogan story.
Are you surprised?
No. Well, I guess kind of.
Even in death, he's not ready to put over anybody clean. A lot of questions here.
Is that appropriate, Tom?
To a large portion of the audience, yes.
All right. Sunday's WWE Clash in Paris could potentially have another match added. Dave noted Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre may be on Clash in Paris, which actually, if you look at the lineup of the show, that would make it a 6-match show, which for like a secondary pay-per-view, no offense to those of you in Paris, but that's a secondary pay-per-view, that would be a lot of matches. They normally do 5, and they've got 5. So none of them look like matches that would be short. We got the 4-way, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, LA Knight and CM Punk for the world title, John Cena and Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed, the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match with Sheamus and Rusev, and Becky versus Nikki Bella. So, I mean, by normal WWE secondary pay-per-view standards, I don't think you need another match there.
I think the Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns match could go shorter than you think because, if you look at the past and Paul Heyman booking monster matches, I've got to assume he's going to have his hands all over this one.
Let me guess, 9 minutes, 99 seconds?
Yeah, it could be. It doesn't work like that, actually. It'd be 59, but whatever. Hey, it could be like, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, those style matches.
We'll find out. There's actually, they've been doing this for years now, but the PLE is Sunday, but they're doing like a bunch of title matches on SmackDown and Raw. So SmackDown's got Solo and Sami Zayn for the U.S. title, Alexa and Charlotte versus Secret Service for the women's tag titles, and a number 1 contenders match with Street Profits and Miz and Mello. And then Monday's Raw has Dominic and AJ for the Intercontinental title. So that's a lot of title matches. More after the break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Jared, put old Granny on. Let's see what she's up to. Oh, man, she's doing something. Oh, Lord.
She's trying to plug in the box, Brian.
Granny can't connect. And so I call her on the phone, and she alerts us that she apparently knocked the box off her desk. Whatever's happening right there, that doesn't look good. She knocked down the camera now? What's going on?
She's got a hold of the camera, I think.
She's okay. Well, we've got the ceiling at least. There's the box. Hey, we got the box, Jared. Does it look like it's plugged in?
No.
It's definitely not on.
No.
Okay. That's her back, I believe. She appears to be doing something.
Apparently yoga.
That's her hair. Are we sure that's not Ric Flair? Now she's got to find the phone, too.
Think anyone's going to still subscribe after the show?
I hope we get a bunch of video signups. This is interesting.
Is it now?
Oh, man, we can almost see the front of the tie line to see if it's on. But we can't. We can only see the side of it, as well as a flashlight and dice. I don't know why there are dice there.
Well, you never know when you're going to play dice in the dark.
She's still doing something.
That's good radio, boss.
Show that again, what's she doing?
You know what's a good show is the Big Vinny V show.
Is it?
Or if you Pod Armenia 2025.
She might be tying her shoe or something.
Ed and
down
San
there.
Antonio show.
Granny is furiously doing something. It's possible that we should sabotage the box every week.
No!
So that she can, get up and down, like Roddy Piper once said. No, I know. I'm calling you. Phone. I'm calling you. Oh, my God. How are you?
I'm exhausted. Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good. That sounded very sincere.
Stunning review. Well,
Anyway.
can we please make that into a commercial, Jared, for Vinny's show? Apple Podcast carries every podcast that we produce.
Oh, I want to tell Vinny I watched his show today.
Thank you, Granny. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
So check it out, f4wonline.com/Apple. Try your free trial today. What is happening here? Yes, Granny?
I don't care if it's show or what. My computer went out and I can't fix it.
Okay. Jared, can you fix Granny's computer?
But he tried to get a pin.
I am Steve.
Brian, what are you doing?
Now my child is sending me a voice message.
Steel chicken jockey.
All right, I'm looking at this ESPN Plus page. Because as some people have noted, you talked about the $30 that they'll have to pay every month.
God, that reminds me. Remember I was telling you yesterday, I went to sign up for the 7-day free trial of Fox Nation so I could watch this Real American Freestyle this weekend.
Yeah.
I got nailed for $25
Wow.
for Fox One. Although there is going to be a Fox One and ESPN bundle in early October, which I think may actually mean the demise of YouTube TV in this household, because I think it's like half the price. So we'll see.
So this ESPN Unlimited, $30 a month. Although they have a limited time offer. For 1 year, you can get Disney, Hulu, and ESPN Unlimited bundled for $29 a month. So for those of you that have Disney, for the first year, you can bundle it, and you ain't paying much for the ESPN, because Disney, I think, is pretty expensive. And then trying to find the list of... Because there are a whole bunch of different TV services that will get it as part of your deal. And okay, ESPN Plus becomes ESPN Unlimited with select TV partners. Okay, so if you have a Hulu Plus Live TV, DirecTV streaming only, Fubo, and Spectrum, You get it as part of your pay TV package. And within the next month or so, I would presume that more services are going to be added to this. But right now, Hulu Plus Live TV, DirecTV, Fubo, and Spectrum, those people don't have to pay for this, meaning they're going to get all these WWE shows basically for free as part of their cable package. So, I will have to pay. But I'll do that Disney bundle. You know what I'm saying? Thanks.
Yeah, I don't recommend the Fox one for $25 if anyone's asking, but
we got WWE Hall of Famer DDP recovering, undergoing a heart procedure. He said that he went into AFib last week. Normally wear a heart monitor. For some reason, didn't. Pushed myself too hard, felt off, dizzy, heart racing. Ended up in the hospital. Second time this happened in 3 years. He has a cardio ablation next week, which he got. Actually, this might have been... he got a cardioversion, and he's back doing DDP yoga. So then I guess he has to get the ablation next month, and then they say he will be good to go. But he recommends a heart monitor and or an Apple Watch when you work out, which I don't know.
Yeah, both my parents have gone through this. So I actually, that's one of the reasons why my surgery took a little bit longer, was because my resting heart rate was so low that I had to go to the cardiologist. But I also was like, hey, you know, I have some sort of family history of this. So why don't we do a few extra tests, which they did, and good to go. But, you know, you can never be too careful.
That's true. NXT on Tuesday, 616,000 viewers and a .12. And according to Dave, the issue is no women watch this show.
What show is this? NXT?
NXT.
Oh, yeah, big surprise.
He said the
Come
number.
on.
I can't even remember the number.
I love the fact that this is coming down to, well, there's a lot of male viewers that are watching this show alone. And it's like, is there any surprise whatsoever at all?
I watch this show, man, and I mean, these segments that they have with the women backstage, I mean, there's no other show. I will say this, okay? There is no other show that I watch where there will be a women's segment backstage, and I can't even recap it. I just can't. Like, it starts, and they get going, and I can't do it. I will not rewind to watch this again. I will not recap what they are saying. I'm just not gonna. I can just say all the women hate each other and just move on to the next segment. Like... And it's always the women.
It's like Bring It On in wrestling form.
God. They do these segments, and they all hate each other, and they all yell at each other, and they're just portrayed as, like, oh, my God. And it is the only show. Like, they don't do this on Dynamite, on Collision, on Raw, on SmackDown.
They are, Brian,
they're NXT.
They're capitalizing on the part of the audience that loves this genre of show, with reality stars just arguing with each other. You know, you have all these housewives shows, you have the challenge, you have these dating shows, and it's a lot of bickering between the contestants, as you'd imagine, and some people love it. Maybe you're not one of them.
Bro, no women are watching this show. His number, I swear to God, was like 4,000 women in the demo across the whole country. 4,000. You can't even comprehend that number. Bro, the show...
Wait, hold on.
The show did 616,000 viewers. 4,000 were women.
Is he using a formula?
I don't know. I never know with Dave. It might be a formula.
So...
But I think those are the actual numbers. It might be like 18 to 34 women was 4,000 or something like that. But still, it's 4,000. 4,000. That's really, really, really low. Like, I mean, when it's 4,000,
you know what?
with the Nielsen system,
I don't believe it.
When the
I wanna
number
see
gets
this.
down that low, the number could actually be 0, if we're being honest. I mean, anyway. Guys, in the chat, how many of you know a female that watches NXT? Anybody?
Who are you looking at?
The chat over here.
Over there? They're
And
not
then
in
I
your
got
room.
a message over here. I got monitors everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got one.
But, like, man. This person says ladies are co-viewing while they scroll Instagram on their... No, because if you're a Nielsen family, you've got a diary, and you got to write down who's watching that show. This ain't like random Netflix numbers. Like, they have humans filling out diaries to tell them who's watching what. So, no. Women are not watching this show. And it's funny because the best thing on NXT on Tuesday was the women's main event. They do a great job with the actual women's wrestling matches, but the portrayal of the women is horrible. Anyway.
Can you name one duo of females on NXT that get along?
Yeah, Sol Ruka and Zarya.
Well, now.
Well, that's the only one. I mean, even Tatum Paxley and... Like, Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame just got together. They already don't like each other. Right?
I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't like the doll.
That's another matter entirely. But anyway. Yeah. Not good. Not good numbers right there. All right, Jim Ross signed a new contract with AEW. Signed a new contract for a year, he said. Runs until next August. Says he's happy with it. Happy to be working with Tony. And he's still trying to figure everything out, but it's all good, he says. So best of luck to JR, who's had a lot of health issues, including his colon cancer battle. And there you go. All right, we got to talk about Dynamite, but I'm going to save that till after the break. So I'm going to very quickly see if we've got any text messages here. Everyone is just bombarding me with messages. I'm trying to do the show here. Crying out loud. The dead pixels are back on the screen. Should we do that right now?
What in the world is this guy talking about? He's got toilet. He's doing a TL Hopper, wiping the screen down here in his tank top.
Does that help? Nope, that pixel's right there.
No, you still look like a nerd.
You're an idiot.
It's debatable.
This person said, I thought HBK was saying NXT is the best 2 hours of TV, period. Yeah, a lot of argument about this.
Man's apparently never seen Emmanuel, has he?
Did you watch that Lexus King blindfold match with Miles?
I did. We talked about it yesterday.
Oh, were you on yesterday? I thought Lance was on yesterday. What's today?
You thought wrong.
Oh, Thursday? Okay, yeah. All right, fine.
You thought wrong.
Yeah. Let's see here. What we've got. This person says, I'm sure AJ, Mana, Rampage, and Raj are all going through, quote, something. But none of them are laid up in the hospital after a possible life-ending assault. Shame on the enablers. I think we all agree with that.
Yeah. I don't think there's anybody condoning what Rajah Jackson did.
Well, actually, some people, not condoning so much what he did, but like, you know, like Mark Henry said, well, the blame goes on both of them and everything like that.
To a small degree, I would say. I mean, walking up and hitting somebody even with a prop can, I wouldn't recommend it if you don't know the person, but certainly it doesn't match the crime.
I got something actually I want to say about this after the break, because I want to get people's thoughts. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Granny, how are you feeling?
I'm good. Set up an exercise program.
What kind of exercises are you doing?
Well, for one thing, just sit and
I got that one down.
kick my
Sounds like
feet.
my exercise program.
Your exercise is just sitting.
Who was the most inspiring person you have ever met?
Granny of late.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing better.
I'll have to say myself.
Okay.
What's the best part about having a massive heart attack?
Not dying, I guess.
There you go. Good answer.
Jeez, what a question.
Which vegetable would you send to outer space for aliens to try?
Broccoli.
How do you have that so quickly?
Ridiculously fast answer.
You've thought about this before.
It was at WrestleMania, the one in Phoenix. I can't remember which one.
I gotta go. I have to sneeze.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Granny. Granny laid on the guilt trip to end all guilt trips. Sorry, I wrote. Forgot we going 30 minutes late. And then you began. Gee, thanks. 30 minutes late. Was not told. Aggravating. I guess my time doesn't mean anything. Jeez.
Wow.
Golly. You happy, Granny? You made me so angry. You're over there snickering, laughing at what you've done. God.
Good.
You're going to have a heart attack
Anything
like
else?
Granny.
Yeah.
Goody, goody.
Goody, goody, she says. The news you having a...
What
Cardiac
medication
arrest.
did they give you? To make the heart blacker? You enjoying yourself, quietly giggling over there? All right, Granny. What have you got today?
Nothing.
All right, we'll see you later.
You better have something after all that.
Liv Morgan versus Ray Ripley. Just recently.
That's the date.
You told me that you watched CM Punk and Drew and didn't watch any more of the show, but this was on the show.
I know. I watched this one because I wanted to see what happened with Dominic. In which Midwestern city did rapper Eminem grow up?
Detroit.
Eminem?
8 Mile.
Okay, we had a new segment, Granny reads rapper names. That's
I'm an M.
I am an M.
Eminem.
Eminem.
Yep.
Eminem.
Ryan Adams covered an entire Taylor Swift album. What is the name of that album?
Ryan Adams.
1989.
Yeah.
That's the right answer, dum-dum.
Excuse me.
Okay, now I'll quit picking on Brian and go away.
Thanks, Granny. You know, the one thing I want to say is, you know, Mark Henry didn't, he didn't say that he, like, justified what Raja did, but he basically said that, like, you know, Stu started it with the beer can thing or whatever. I didn't even listen to the whole thing, so I may have that wrong, but I'll just say this, okay? Anybody who's talking about, like, who started it and everything like that, to me, here's the deal. Stu didn't start what resulted in what happened at the end, in my eyes, because, all right, listen, when Roger showed up and Stu hit him with the can, and then they had the little thing in the back, and then everyone's trying to, like, hey, you know, he's not a worker. Stu said he was sorry. He apologized. And at first, Roger didn't want to accept the apology, and he was still mad, okay? Then they were like, you know, maybe we can, you know, do an angle or whatever. And whatever Roger was thinking in his head, at some point, somebody said something, and he accepted the apology. He said, okay, and they shook hands. That is the end of it, okay? That is when that situation ended. The one guy did something, the other guy got mad about it, the first guy apologized, the other guy accepted his apology. It's done! So now when something happens 2 hours later, when the guy jumps the railing and goes in and destroys the guy, you can't now say, well, the other guy started it 2 hours. No, that ended. The guy apologized and the other guy accepted the apology. This is now a new incident, what happened here. So I mean, I don't know, man. Whole thing's just, it's ridiculous. But no, it's like, I don't know. I'm going to go on to Dynamite. Just irritated. What did you think of Dynamite?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Thought a good range of different styles of matches. You know, you had an early opening contest that was, while they did do some brawling, you know, they did a lot of wrestling techniques with Daniel Garcia and Jon Moxley. And then when you contrast that with the main event with the human Yoshihiko, Darby Allin,
Yes.
tossed around out there, ragdolled by Claudio, and everything in between, I thought it was a really good show.
Yeah, so this was the
2300 Arena, of course, in Philadelphia.
Former ECW Arena.
I've never seen it look this good, which is a problem. I don't want ECW Arena to have good
It's
lighting.
not the ECW Arena anymore, brother. That was 30 years ago, dude.
It looked like
Times
a
have changed.
nondescript place. It is the 2300 Arena, but believe me, Brian, it's still gross, and they didn't capture that on Dynamite at all.
Well, we did open up with FTR and Stokely coming out for a promo, and FTR's upset because Dax says the illegal man pinned him, and therefore he wants the referee, Paul Turner, to reverse the decision and give them the belts, which of course makes no sense. And Paul says, nope, the decision's final. So Stokely calls Paul a moron. There's a shoving match, and a fight almost breaks out. So Copeland's music hits. Christian flies in out of the crowd. He lays out Stoke with the unprettier. They beat up FTR. Geeks run down to break it up. And it is official. In Toronto, it's FTR versus Copeland and Christian. No titles on the line. Just a match for now.
Well, neither one of them is the champion, so...
Well,
Makes
you know,
sense
when
that there's no titles.
When they debuted at Forbidden Door, as opposed to having the first Christian and Copeland tag team match being in Toronto, the whole argument was, well, they need to win a match, so they're in line for a tag title match because everyone figured FTR was winning the tag team titles. Well, they aren't getting a tag team title shot, so they actually could have just. They could have done a slow build towards the reunion and had their first match in Toronto with FTR, but they decided to do what they did, which I don't think was an improvement.
Well, I will say Christian and Cope, already, I think, one of my favorite dynamics between an odd couple, good guy, bad guy tag team. I loved, even though I was young, I loved...
The Chop and Roll Express?
No, actually. Go check Cage Match. Nobody loves them.
Oh, would you stop?
The Sting and Luger duo when Luger was cheating. And this one, while not the same kind of dynamic, it's similar enough that I really enjoy it. Because on commentary, they're like, where is Christian as Edge is out there fighting? Where is he? Where is this guy? And then, of course, he flies in at the end. Not, I guess... when you want him, but certainly on time as an a-hole.
Then we had a Darby Allin package challenging Moxie for All Out. We had Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia, which was a quite great match. And Moxley beat him with a small package. And afterwards, he gives the mic to Wheeler. And in the ring, Wheeler is saying, Darby, the answer is no. That match with Moxley isn't happening. But in the background outside, Moxley is trying to recruit Garcia. And he's putting him over and patting him on the back, and Garcia appears to want nothing to do with him. And he leaves furious. But Moxley's trying to build up the Death Riders. He's going after Statlander and now Garcia. Oh, actually, if you remember, way back when the Death Riders started, you know, it was like one of these guys was going with Jericho and one of these guys was going with Moxley. And at the time, it was kind of like, Wheeler's kind of a wacky sort of guy. He should probably be in the Jericho group. And Garcia's, you know, less charismatic, more of just a pure wrestler. He should be with the Death Riders. And in fact, they went the opposite. And now we got this Wheeler, who's a hated geek in the Death Riders. And maybe Garcia will end up with them after all.
Brian, what do you think the plan here is for stacking up the Death Riders because I think they're setting up for a not too far in the distant future babyface turn and then a big battle with the DCF.
A babyface turn for Moxley?
Yep.
I think that's very likely.
Death Riders turn babyface. You have these two gigantic.
Oh, I thought you meant just
groups.
him, like they might boot him out or something. One way or the other, I think he's going babyface. Maybe not like, I would say soon by AEW standards. So that could be 2 years from now. After the break, Wheeler's in the ring again, and lights go out, and Hook returns. And he's got this new music that they use in a video package. It's now his entrance music. And he attacked Wheeler, put him in the red rum, and they played this music the entire time like he was New Jack. But this is totally not New Jack music. What'd you think of this song?
Interesting, which I'm always, I always like different. And he's had that Action Bronson song for a while, but there's quite a few acts on AEW that use hip-hop for their music, and this sets him apart. So as the king of entrances in UFC history, the guy, I approve.
Wow. All right. Very good. Well, we got a couple of other people here. This guy says he really likes it. This person says he loves it.
It's different.
It is it is absolutely different. And I can tell you this, Hook's choice.
Yeah, well, if you listen to your pal Dave Meltzer for once, you'll know. Different's good.
Thanks, Tom. When have I ever disputed that different is good, you fella? MJF promo from backstage. He's very upset at the fans. He made sure to mention that Mark Briscoe screwed him. So whatever happened at the pay-per-view, it was supposed to happen differently because I don't remember Mark Briscoe screwing him. Mark Briscoe came out and got pulled away immediately. So something was supposed to happen that didn't because they mentioned it twice on this show. And he vowed to take out Briscoe once and for all and then be the guy to take the belt off Hangman.
I mean, I guess technically, he did stop Max from reviving the ref to make a count, right?
But the ref woke up and did the count. No,
but it could have been quicker.
I don't know. I think he was supposed to alert the ref to the foot on the rope. I think. That would make sense. But I don't know because it never happened.
A small stain on an otherwise fantastic match. What in the world was Bryce Remsburg doing? This is unforgivable.
What are you talking about?
The count.
Oh, well, yeah.
Where he did a 360.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
It's preposterous.
That whole thing was just weird. Harley Cameron, Chris Statlander versus Penelope and Megan Bayne. This was a good match. Statlander caught Penelope in a dive, slammed her. Wacky Lucius submission got the win. And then Megan attacks Statlander. Willow hits the ring. Megan escapes. And so Harley hugs both of them, but they will not hug each other. So this is now, we're going on, it was May, June, July, August. It's almost September. We're going on 16 months, this Willow Statlander thing. We're just waiting
that's
for
with
something
them.
to happen.
Yeah, that's with them possibly fighting, right? Like, how long ago were they teaming?
16 months ago. They broke up 16 months ago.
Yes. But if you include the entire angle, we have to include the time that they were also a team, which was probably 2 years
probably
prior to that.
Yes. Renee was in the ring with Mercedes, and she just basically buried Alex Windsor and then said, play my music so I can dance. And I expected Alex to come out, but she didn't. She just danced. That was it.
Dude, that's a sick segment.
Mark Briscoe promo where he reveals yet another baby. Congratulations to Mark Briscoe and his wife, their 34th child. And he hands off the youngster and then cuts a promo on MJF. He also wants Kyle Fletcher. They'll be facing off for the TNT title at the ECW Arena. Jet Speed and Hechicero versus Don Callis family in an 8-man. You're not going to have a bad one of these. Although we had a second cradle finish tonight as Speedball missed the shooting star. Alexander cradled him and pinned him. Very fun match. They're doing a story where Okada and Takeshita, they ain't having fun together.
No, the whole time they were at each other's throats, at odds, facing off.
Yeah. Hangman then came out for a promo. Don Callis interrupted, and they surround the ring, and they start beating him down, and then Jet Speed comes out to make the save. They get beaten down. And I was like, are we doing an angle for a match I just saw like 5 minutes ago? But in fact, out comes Kenny Omega, and he helps clear the ring, and then he and Hangman shook hands as the show ended. And then Ricochet and the Gates of Agony face the Ops for the Trios titles.
Huh? I thought you said the show just ended.
No. What did I say that?
Yes.
Oh, anyway, I didn't. I'm cutting the caffeine. It's been a rough couple days. Ricochet and Gates of Agony versus Ops for the Trios titles. Joe choked out Ricochet after Hobbs hit the spine buster. Shibata hit the PK. Joe choked him out. MVP had interfered to cost Ricochet the match because Ricochet and Gates of Agony attacked Hurt Business on Sunday. And Hurt Business and Gates of Agony then brawled, and they sent out no one to break them up because they were all scared. Claudio and Darby, Falls Count Anywhere. Darby was ragdolled all over the place.
Good God, was he ever?
Nearly killed.
This was more brutal, it looked like, I would imagine, than that climb he did. But, just a crash test dummy from start to end.
Yes.
It was awesome.
He did send Claudio to the buckle, 2 straight coffin drops, pinned him clean.
Bro.
And Claudio's
Crushed
a
him.
pretty protected guy here. And then Gabe Kidd attacked him. So it looks like it'll be Darby versus Gabe Kidd, and he'll work his way up to Moxley at the pay-per-view. Very good show. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Check out this free video, and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
If Truth didn't have the best weekend in this company, then Mr. Iguana did.
Oh, yeah, this guy is over, dude.
We'll get to him in the Worlds Collide review, but
He's got merch up on WWE Shop.
he's gonna make so much.
He's got these
money.
kids that want to see more Mr. Iguana.
Yeah. So
His face paint is so funny.
I must stop you right here. It's not face
Oh,
paint.
would you stop?
It's head paint.
Yeah, it looks.
He paints his whole damn head.
It looks like he's gets held upside down and they just dunk
Dip
his
it,
head
yes.
in green paint.
Yes.
It's absolutely bizarre.
And when he's not wrestling, he wears the round silver spectacles.
Yes.
And
He
he
flicks
flicks his tongue constantly.
Yes.
As an iguana would. And Del Toro and Octagon do whatever, and people are patient, but they don't care. And then Iguana tags in, and they are hyped. It took about 7 seconds to make himself my favorite luchador. He starts, I forget who he's in there with, but the guy offers a handshake, and so he licks it because he's an iguana, and then he gets hit with a shoulder tackle, or it's a chop. He takes a chop, he drops to his back, he sticks all 4 limbs straight in the air.
Yes.
He's playing dead like an iguana would. So then he brings in the puppet. I didn't get the puppet's name. I should have used it 50 times. But it's an iguana puppet that he thinks is real. Well,
already up on WWE Shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know if Harley Cameron's doll is on the AEW?
I do not know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
So he starts doing spots with the puppet in his mouth. He lets the puppet try to get the pin. And amidst all the silliness, Conan says, you know this, Mr. Iguana, he's most popular with children.
I liked how as soon as the puppet started doing spots, Corey Graves goes, is that legal in Mexico? And without skipping a beat, Conan goes, yes.
Low on the list of things you will see in a Lucha Libre match, especially in AAA. So he starts using the puppet more as a weapon, or as a distraction, I should say. But it ends up with Lindsay Dorado getting a hold of this puppet, and he snaps. And he stomps the puppet. And he grabs the puppet, and he Spanish flies the puppet. This crowd is outraged. They're pissed. They're furious. But you know he's even more pissed and furious?
It got more heat than anything else. Maybe on the entire show,
Mr.
actually.
Goddamn Iguana.
They were
who's
furious.
Seething, and his eyes are breaking out, and he snaps and just rips ass. He grabs his own lizard and is whipping these guys with it. And then they remember it's just a puppet, and they stop selling.
This was a very, very fun match. I liked it a lot. And there's a lot to learn here about marketing.
Yeah.
Thank God Bryan Alvarez is on tonight to recap these shows so I don't have to think so much. God. My brain. Headache's coming. It's rough. Rough, brother.
Today's another Bye Brian show.
It's the B&B Express. Yeah.
I've been replaced.
It's actually the end of Bryan Rose's residency. Because I think Vinny's back this weekend. So, he's done a fine job, I've thought. Know what I mean?
No.
I'm trying to say as little as possible so that I don't... between All In, All Out, WrestleMania 2 days, and then SummerSlam goes 2 days to mess me up.
Well,
I make typos I don't correct, and then I read them on the air. I cut caffeine. I probably sound like an idiot.
Yeah, now you're screaming in my ears right now when all you had to do was go like, hey, before we go, we got another big weekend coming up. Of course, TNA tonight, SmackDown tomorrow, Collision on Saturday, Clash in Paris over the weekend, Raw on Monday, NXT next Tuesday.
I'm back here tomorrow, dude. The weekend hasn't started yet.
But tomorrow is a fun Friday.
It is a fun Friday.
So,
and we're gonna have a special. We're gonna have a special series coming up on this show as back to school begins.
Really?
Yeah, Tom. But don't tell anyone yet.
I'll have to read all about it.
That's right. All right, we're out of time. I made it through the show. We'll do better next time.
I won't.
I just do the best I can, and then I deal with whatever comes. You know what I'm saying? All right. We'll see you next time, everybody. Wrestling Observer Live.